Welcome to my edible garden. In today's episode, I'll be taking you through a potato garden tour and showing you what varieties I'm growing. I'll also be planting out some purple rain seed potatoes. So let's get into it. In these tubs this year I'm doing a new variety which I wanted to do last year, which is a purple rain potato. And I've got 4 in this big tub, 1 in there which is an experiment. I just want to see how many I get from 1 seed potato. And in this tub over here we also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are beautiful deep purple potatoes, skin and flesh, full of antioxidants. I'll be really interested to see how these grow. So over here I've got a lot of tubs of potatoes already planted out, as you may have seen in a previous video, but we have some red skin potatoes in these 2 tubs. The back 2 tubs there we've got marabelle, which are a white potato. And in the front square tub there are purple rainseed potatoes. With the purple rainseed potatoes, I left them in a cardboard box, unopened, and just left them to do their thing, and they chitted really well. Now you want them to chit and have the roots come through before you start to even think about planting them out. And I'm preparing a bag here to plant out some more of, well, the last of my purple rain seeds. And I got hold of some of this potato fertilizer from the pound shop, believe it or not. So I'm just going to chuck in some potato fertilizer, mix that in with the soil, and that is literally all this is going to need. I'm going to fill this up and I'll come back and show you what the purple rain potatoes look like before I put them in. I'm not using anything special, this is just Westland ProSure compost, all purpose. Now, another experiment is a lot of people don't like to fill their tubs to the tops with mud, but let the potatoes come through and then gradually inch it up with soil. But we're just going to go full tub. And pop some potato fertilizer in there. So these are my purple rain seed potatoes. Let's see if I can get this to focus a little bit better so you can see that the root systems are actually purple. So I've done many experiments with potatoes, and people will argue whether you should cut them, leave them whole, or whether you get more potatoes from them. Now, I had so many seed potatoes that I'm not cutting them this year. Another thing that people might argue about is whether you should have a bag or pot, or whether you should plant your seed potatoes deep or shallow and then keep leveling them up with soil when you see some foliage or growth coming through. Now, I've tried both ways, and in all honesty I prefer just planting them directly deep into where they're being planted and allowing them to grow up, and I've had success every single time. I will show you some examples of that so you can see some of my early potatoes that are coming up. I'll take you over here to show you my blombellas, because they've already been coming up amazingly, as you can see here. So these are the blombella potatoes, which is a white potato in the UK here. And as you can see, they are extremely active and doing very well. So we have a large tub, smaller bucket, and another smaller bucket. The blombella potatoes were planted into buckets that were completely filled to the top with soil. I didn't level these ones up, and they came through really strong, and as you can see they're growing and doing exceptionally well. Let's get back to planting these last 4 purple rain seed potatoes that I have. And what you want to do, if I can focus, is at the bottom of this potato you'll see what I like to call the belly button. Plant it with the belly button facing down. Now, I've been told this from the older generation and over the allotments for years to do it this way, and that is the way that I would also recommend. So let's get this planted. When I just literally pop your seed potato in there, make sure that it's in there nice, and again let's check to see where the button on that one, and we're going to pop that, and we're going to pop that right in there. Okay, let's cover these two, and then what I'm going to do, just cover them over, let them do their thing. Oh, we don't want that in there. And I will keep you updated on the progress of these beauties, and hopefully you'll get to enjoy and unveil when we harvest these. So they're all planted and in there now. The other thing we have to do is to just write the date and label up what's in here, so I know and remember what potatoes I've got in which buckets and when I planted them, so I can see when they're all going to be pushing up. Now, you don't need to water them. Wait until they start pushing up some greenery and then start watering them. They'll be fine surviving off of the actual potato, the seed potato itself, and you don't want to overwater them and make the seed potatoes rotten. So we'll leave this and we'll come back to this to give you a progress update, hopefully in a few weeks. I like to stagger planting out my potato seeds. That way we get a continuous harvest throughout the year. So I've popped over to look at some of the potatoes, and can you see it? It's very difficult because these are purple flowers, or sorry, purple leaved I should say. These are the purple rain seed potatoes coming up here, and they also started coming up in this type here, but I've just started leveling it up, which basically means, as you can see, as they've been growing up, I've been adding more soil. So I'm going to add more soil now to these, and they'll continue pushing up. So all the purple rain seed potatoes are coming up beautifully. It is now the first week of May. Now these are early variety, and as you can see they are coming up beautifully. One exciting thing that I have got this year is Cypriot potatoes. Now these normally grow in a different kind of soil, and I mean not much is really happening in here right now, but if I dug down a bit I'd be able to show you that they're actually chitting and starting to produce a root system, which is pretty fantastic considering that I'm sure they're normally grown in more of a sandy clay soil. But we'll give it a go, and I've got another one that I will show you that's chitting, so you can see what the root system looks like on that. This is a Cypriot potato. They're quite big, and as you can see I have got chits coming through. Excuse the recording because I am on my phone, but you can see these little bits here are the start of the plant pushing out, and I'll show you an earlier smaller one. That's how they first start out, little chits, and they start pushing out like that. So I'm going to let this one develop a bit more on it. As you can see, some more coming through here. One there. And once these are at least, I'd say, about an inch, I'm going to plant this one out as well. And we'll see if we get any Cypriot potatoes this year. So I've come down in the rain today just to get some plants and move some plants around in the greenhouses, and I have noticed that the Cyprus potatoes, or the Cypriot potatoes, have started sprouting. So I guess, in answer to my previous question, can I grow Cypriot potatoes in any kind of mud or soil? So far so good. So what I did with this one is I didn't fill the soil all the way up to the top because I wanted to show you what levelling up the soil kind of looks like. So I mean, I kind of should have really done it before the plant was this big, so I'm kind of debating if I want to or not. But just see if there's any more rootstock without damaging anything, or any more heads coming up around this one. Ooh, looks like we've just got this one strong plant starting. So I'm going to add another layer of soil over this, and I'm going to keep layering it up until we get this pushing all the way through the top. And give you an update on the Cypriot potato to show you how much it is pushing up. Now, I kind of forgot about it and haven't leveled it up. So as this pushes up now, I'm going to be pushing in soil and trying to level it up around the plant. But hey, it's growing, guys. With that being said, in Cyprus, the soil is a rich red and often is alluvial soil, which is full of minerals and gives potatoes their rich earthy flavour. This is one of my potato harvests from last year. These were a white Charlotte potato, and I grew them in various things like sacks, as you can see here, in tubs, different size containers, paint buckets, all sorts. Just thought I'd put this in so you can enjoy and see from start to finish. Thank you for watching this episode of My Edible Garden. In our next episode, I'll be going over whether you can grow watermelons in the UK. I'll also be going over what melon varieties I would recommend to grow and what types of watermelons I have tried to grow and have grown successfully. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also click that notification bell in order to stay notified and be updated when we upload new videos. Thank you for watching My Edible Garden. Stay blessed.